Hello and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new puzzle by Leonhard Kohl-Lörting. It's called Saturn's Outermost Ring, and Mark has tested this. And what was it, Mark? Oh, hang on, let me just look at the edge of my screen. Where Mark sent me an email saying I should have a go at this. This puzzle is mad but undeniably brilliant. Whatever that means. And it seems to just be killer Sudoku, except that the ring, Saturn's outermost ring that goes around the edge of the puzzle, symmetrically opposite cells. So like that cell and that cell, if you rotate the grid around 180 degrees, these two cells would map to each other. They have to add up to 10. That's the only rinky-dink. Yeah. Mark says it's brilliant. So this is what we're going to have a go at in a moment or two's time. I've got some things to tell you about first, though. Most importantly, at 10 o'clock tonight, so an hour and a half after this video goes live, we're going to be streaming Chants of Sennaar, hopefully the final part. We'd love to have your company for that, see if we can actually finish the game. If we do manage to finish it with any sort of alacrity, then we're going to play another game as well, which I have downloaded, and it's called something like The Case of the Golden Idol. And apparently it's a detective game or something, so it sounds a bit like the Obra Dinn. What was it called? I can't remember. I can't remember what the first bit of the Obra Dinn was, but anyway, it's a bit like that, and that's what we're going to be having a go at maybe later, depending on how Chants of Sennaar goes. So hopefully some of you might join us. I'll try and remember to put a link on the screen. Next thing, we're closing in not only on the end of the year and the start of a new year, but the start of January brings with it a new Patreon reward. If you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, 4 p.m. on New Year's Day is when you will receive your gift. New competition starting, lots and lots of Sudokus to do that we've set this month, so look out for those. We think you'll enjoy them. And if you're interested in the solutions for this month, the start of December's reward, which was the 100 snack doku pack from the Skunk Works, then there is my video solving all 100 of those puzzles on Patreon now as well. And oh yeah, Mark wants me to release another video on Patreon. This won't be immediate, but in the next few days, of Roller Coaster Nurikabe by the Cogito. That is it's a 2.5 hour marathon of an absolutely brilliant puzzle. I will actually try and remember to put a link to that puzzle under this video so you can have a look at it. It's absolutely crazy. And then we've got some birthdays to do today. So Theon, it's your birthday, your 21st birthday. I think it's today. You've been watching for a couple of years, and I wanted to wish you good luck with finishing your degree and with your dream career in healthcare, which I gather is coming soon. So Theon, many happy returns. I hope you get chocolate cake, of course. Next to Dan. Dan, many happy returns. I know it's your birthday because your fiancée Tara wrote to us and told me. So I hope you have great chocolate cake as well. And then finally to Karen, over there in Austria. I think, Karen, you've turned 48 today. Michael wrote to us and told us about this. Michael gave me a cryptic message, which I think I've decoded to indicate 48. And Michael sent me a picture. Have I got it here? Yes, I do. Of the current weather in Austria, which looks absolutely beautiful. That makes me want to go skiing, which I don't think I'm going to get to do in this season. But anyway, Karen, many happy returns. I hope you have a great birthday. And that's all the news. Now it's time to do some Sudoku solving. Let me position my keyboard in the appropriate slot and read you the rules to Saturn's Outermost Ring by Leonhard Kohl-Lörting. These are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. For each highlighted cell, if the grid is rotated by 180 degrees around the center of the Sudoku, the contents of the new and old cell have to sum up to 10, e.g. row 2 column 1, and row 8 column 9 have to sum up to 10. And digits in kilocages may not repeat and must sum to the number given in the corner. If given. They're all given. No, they're not all given. This one, this Loch Ness Monster flavoured cage here doesn't have, is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's not 9. Okay, so that cage doesn't have a total, so we're going to have to work that out somehow. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link under the video. But now, I get to play. Let's get cracking. And how shall we get cracking? We will... Oh no! I thought that digit was going to be interesting, because that digit, look, if we ask where that digit goes in row 2, because it can't repeat within its own cage, and it obviously can't repeat in its own box, it has to go in the 10 cage. No. I thought for a moment that was a 7-cell cage. Don't know what's wrong with my brain. If it was a 7-cell cage, then this cage would have been missing 7 and 9 because of a secret that I tell only my very favourite people. But 6 minutes into this video, if you are still watching this, you're definitely one of my favourite people. And the secret, of course, of Sudoku is that any complete row, any complete column, any complete box, because of the rules of Sudoku, must contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, and those digits sum up to 45. So if this had been a 7-cell 29 cage, then it would have been missing 2 digits that would have had to sum to 16. Because if it had been a 9-cell cage, it would have summed to 45, and 2 digits in Sudoku that are different, that add up to 16, must be 7 and 9. But that's all completely otiose, because actually this is only a 6-cell cage, so it's missing 3 digits that sum to 16, which is a very different thing. Is that all? That is also a 6-cell cage, so there's nothing going on there. These cages are useless. They're absolutely hopeless. There's none of them. I don't think I can do anything with any of them. Maybe the Loch Ness Monster is where we start then. Okay, there are 2 things I can tell you about the Loch Ness Monster. 3 things now I've got. Right, let's start with the most interesting thing, which was the last thing I thought of, which is that digit forms well, that digit does not appear in the Loch Ness Monster. The Loch Ness Monster has surfaced above Loch Ness, but that cell can't, or whatever digit is in that cell, obviously can't be in any of these cells. So this is like the 9th digit of the Loch Ness Monster. This is like the ripple around its neck. Actually, I don't know if that's useful at all, is it? So what's that telling me? No, okay, let me go back to the other things I saw about the Loch Ness Monster. Where did those 3 digits go in box 9? Well, because these 3 digits can't repeat in the Loch Ness Monster and can't repeat in their own row, those 3 digits are the same as those 3 digits. And that's... I don't know what to do with that. Okay, I'll tell you the other thing I saw, which is that the head of the Loch Ness Monster has to find a home in row 9. Now, these 3 digits can't repeat in their own cage, and they can't go there, so those 3 digits are there. I'm so sorry. This is not useful at all, is it? It must be this other rule, the thing about the things summing to 10 across the grid. Yeah. Okay, so perhaps what we're meant to do is to investigate these 2 cages, because... Well, all I'm seeing there is that these 2 cells here, they add up to 13. So their counterparts, their symmetrical counterparts across the grid, which are these 2 squares, must sum up to 17, no, not 17, 7, because we must have 20, mustn't we? Those 2 must add up to 10, and those 2 must add up to 10. 10 plus 10 is 20. We've got 13 of them there, so these 2 add up to 7. Now, simultaneously with that, we've got these 4 cells adding up to 19, which means that their symmetrical counterparts, which are there, they must add up to 21, because altogether each pair in this 4-cell cage must find a pair over, or a cell over here that adds up to 10 with it. So altogether these add up to 40, but we've got 19 here, so these add up to 21. And there's 1 cell of overlap between the 13 cage and the 19 cage, or that they're symmetrical counterparts. This is weird. This puzzle's weird. There's actually... So I can't see what to do with that. Sorry. Let me... It's not... It's not something to do with the fact that... Do we know exactly what the perimeter... We must know what the perimeter adds up to here. Yeah, that must be... That must be 90's worth of digits, mustn't it? Because each pair is adding up to 10, and there are 9 cells in a row. So that's 90. And then there are 7 cells left there, so that's 160. Yeah, I was thinking maybe that's going to let me in to get the corners because of the secret, but it doesn't, does it? All it tells me is that these digits here add up to 20, but I already knew that because of the rules of the puzzle. This is such a weird puzzle. This is so, sorry, I'm not seeing how to even start it at all. It's probably, that means, going to be something set related, because where I've learnt over the months that when you can't start a puzzle, often it's because there's a geometric property in the grid that if you find it, it sort of reveals everything. But how do we find any geometric... It's weird that it's actually very difficult to see how you could, because there's such little overlap between the cages and the perimeter, which is where the magic happens. That's disturbed me, that thought. In a sort of... It almost feels like I'm dealing with 2 bits of information that I can't match together. I did wonder, as I was thinking about set, whether I could do something with these big cages here. Oh, actually, that's a bit suspicious. That's a bit suspicious, isn't it? This cage here, the sticky out cell, is in a symmetrical counterpart to this cage. That feels interesting. So let's just highlight those 2 for a moment. Right. So what that's telling us then is because we know that these 2 cells here add up to 10, we know that these cells, the sort of stripe of cells, this stripe and this stripe, must add up to 47 if my maths is correct. Because what I'm doing there is saying 29 plus 28 is 57 minus 10 is 47. So those add up to 47. No, you can't complete the row. I was thinking that 10 cage is going to do something, but no. It's also, that's the same there, look, as well. These cages have a similar type of thing. The sticky out bit is in an area where the counterparts add up to 10. So here you get what's that? 54 minus 10, 44 for those squares. Yeah, okay, so perhaps what we're meant to do, let me think about this set then. Let me think about this set versus that set. What do I mean by this set versus that set? Well, what you can do in Sudoku is to compare different geometric parts of the grid with one another where you know they're equivalent. Now, we don't know the disposition of digits within row 2, but I do know that that row contains the digits 1 to 9 once each. So I know that the green cells overall are 2 sets of the digits 1 to 9. But this column must contain a set of the digits 1 to 9, because it's a Sudoku, that's the rules of Sudoku, and this column must contain a set of the digits 1 to 9. So the purple together contain 2 sets of the digits 1 to 9. So at this point, we can say for certain that purple and green contain the same digits. Now, purple and green contain the same digits. So, if I was to remove this cell from the purple set and this cell from the green set, what could we say about the remaining cells in green and purple? They would still have to be the same digits, wouldn't they? Because they're the same digits at the moment. So if I remove the contents of this cell from green and purple, I'm removing the same thing from green and purple, which are currently the same, so they're still the same. They're still the same if I take those out. Now, yeah, okay, so I can see an idea. I have an idea about how this is going to work. So green and purple are currently equivalent. And that, i.e. they have this exact same digits in them. So if I summed up the digits in green and I summed up the digits in purple, I would get the same number. I don't know what that number is, but it would be the same number. So how about, because we managed to, no, we didn't work out that one, did we? We managed to work out the actual value of these green cells and the actual value of these purple cells. Yeah, I see. Right. So what we're going to do now, we know at the moment that green and purple add up to the same number. So those two cells are symmetrical opposites. They must add up to 10, mustn't they? By the rules of the puzzle. So if I was to remove these two cells from purple, which add up to 10, and I could find two cells in green that added up to 10, I could take those out of green at the same time, and then we would know that the totals of what remained in green and what remained in purple would still be the same. Well, I can do that very easily, because those two squares must add up to 10 in green. Similarly, those two, they're symmetrical counterparts. So I can remove these two from purple and these two from green, and still green and purple add up to the same number. And I can do it again. I'm going to take those two out of green and these two out of purple, and what's remained in here, these have the same total, but we know the totals here now. What did we have in green? We had 57 minus 10, 47. And in purple, well, no, in purple we had those cells that we knew the value of in purple, because these were 54 minus 10, 44. But because, yeah, this is beautiful. So because we know that green adds up to the same number as purple overall, but green adds up to 47, and these only add up to 44, these purple cells must add up to 3, because we know that purple overall adds up to the same as green. And that means they must be a 1-2 pair. They are different digits. Oh, in fact, we're going to know that one. Ah. Well, yeah, what I was thinking was we're going to know that digit, but that means that's going to have an effect on the Loch Ness Monster's mouth, because that digit is 7 or 8 by maths to add up to 9, and that must have a counterpart across here which adds up to to 10 with it. So that's a 2 or a 3. Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. Leonhard, take a bow for that, because this is beautiful. Right, this is not an 8-1 pair, because if it is, if that's 8-1, what digits are these? We know the 2 purple digits had to add up to 3, so that has to be a 2. But these 2 digits have to add up to 10, so that has to be a 2, and that's not going to work. You can't put 2 2s in the head of the Loch Ness Monster. Not a sentence that I thought I would say today. When I woke up, if you'd have said to me, I'm going to say that, I would have been surprised. But that means I've got digits, because this can't be 8-1, so it must be 7-2. So that's 7-2, this is 1, and that's 3. I've got 4 digits for the price of nothing. That is absolutely gorgeous. Right, this 10 cage now is not 3-7 or 2-8, so that is 1-9 or 4-6. Now, the equivalent of the cell that's on the perimeter, which is that one, oh, it's the same. Oh, well, hang on, that can't be 9 now, because its counterpart is there, and there's already a 1 there, so that's not 9, that's not 1. So this is either 9, 4, or 6. Okay, that's underwhelming. Okay, let's, instead of that then, let's think about the head of the Loch Ness Monster. Ah, no, I'm not going to think about that, actually. I'm going to think about where do 1 and 3 go in box 8. This is a good question, because I mean, I don't know the answer, but I do know it's in one of those. The 1 and the 3 go in 2 of these 3 cells by Sudoku, because they can't repeat in the Loch Ness Monster's stomach down here, or tail. So these are a 1-3 pair. Or what? No. So 2 of these digits are 1 and 3, and now by Sudoku, because I can't repeat 1 and 3 in this square, or the 28 cage would have a repeated digit in it, I get a 1-3 pair here. And that is a perimeter 1-3. I was thinking this was going to resolve it, but okay, so I see. Oh, this is gorgeous. Right, look, this is 1-3, so their symmetrical counterparts now must be 7 and 9 to make sure that the 2 dominoes add up to 20 overall. These add up to 16 individually, and they're part of a 19 cage, so this is a 1-2 pair, and the order is known. So this is 2, this is 1. Now these have counterparts. That's got to be 8, and that's got to be 9. Just simple. This now 13 cage. Oh, this is what's so clever about this. That's got to be 6 by the rule. But what's so clever is that I've lost my train of thought. I was about to say something. Yes, I've remembered it. What I was going to say is what's so clever is that these cages, which looked absolutely useless, all of a sudden, they're suddenly incredibly useful. Once you get a little bit of traction on the grid, that's not 4 now. So 4, that means that's not 6, and weirdly, it means that's not 6 across the grid. So this is 4 or 9. Yes, here we go. This 10 cage. It's not got 1-9, 2-8, or 3-7 in it. That is a 4-6 pair. But these aren't on the perimeter, so we can't, we can't do any jiggery-pokery across the grid with this, I don't think. I'm not sure what to do with that. 1 is in one of those 3 squares. We might have to resort to Sudoku. That's a terrifying thought. I can't see what to do at all. Oh, I can actually. No, I can. Right, where is 2 in this box? The answer is in one of those squares. Now, a 2 in one of these means there's an 8 in one of these. And then that 8 is going to work with that and give me an 8 here. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Right. Okay, I don't know quite what this is doing, but it's doing something here, which is what I've noticed. But 8 is now in one of these two squares. So 8 is in one of those two squares, which means 2 is in one of those two squares by the rule. I don't know if I can do better than that, but I can get this digit, can't I? Because 8's in a 14 cage, so these digits must be a 1, 2, 3 triple to add up to 6. It's the only way we could keep this cage, or make this cage total work, and that square's a 2. So this is a 1, 3 pair. This is not a 1. This is not a 2. So that's not an 8. And if this is a 1, 3 pair, what's that doing? Not sure. Come on, Simon. We must be able to do something with this. 2 in box 7 is in the 28 cage now. If it was here, that doesn't work. Because that would put an 8 there, and we've worked out there's an 8 in one of those squares. So we get a 2 in the 28 cage. No, this isn't the Loch Ness Monster cage. So 2 in box 9 is now in one of... Oh no, it's not. It's in the Loch Ness Monster for sure. So 8 is in one of those squares. So I've got a sort of disjoint subset feel about this, where you have to keep scanning in weird places. Can we do anything with this? I don't know, actually. Bobbins. 28 cage has got... yes, we'll look at that. Okay, the 28 cage has got 3 digits in it that are 2, 1 and 3, and therefore add up to 6. The other 3 digits add up to 22, therefore, but they don't include 8, because this beautiful 8 here sees the entirety of that cage. So the only way of making 22, if you can't use 8, is to use 6, 7 and 9. Now, I'm trying to see if that's giving me anything immediate. It gives me a whole load of pencil marks, that's for sure. So these are 6, 7, 9, or these 3 can be 1 or 3. Now, that one I can see can't be 9 because of this 9, and its counterpart is over there, which is a 3 or a 4. And that is absolutely beautiful. Good grief. This is some puzzle. This is absolutely beautiful. The other thing I've just noticed is also beautiful. Oh, there's so much beauty about this. This is just lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Right. Let's start with what I've noticed about this square. Now that square, whatever that digit is, let's make it red for a moment. Just a moment. We've got to ask where this digit goes in this row. Now it clearly can't go in these squares, and it can't repeat in its own green cage. So it goes in one of those two squares, which doesn't permit it to be a 3. So this is a 4, and therefore this cage must have a 4 in it, and we can see where that must go. So that's 4, that's 6. That 6 has to have a 4 opposite it on the perimeter. This 4 is giving me a 4 here and a 6 here, look. So this square is no longer 6. That 4's got to have a 6 opposite it on the perimeter. So that's another reason that that square couldn't be a 6. Okay. So that feels very interesting. Surely I can do maths. I could use the secret on row 2, can't I? These squares, by maths, add up to 25. 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 2 is 37. That is an 8 by mathematics. Beautiful. Okay, so what are those squares? They're 3 and 5 by a process of Sudoku, which we don't like to resort to, but occasionally needs must. These aren't on the perimeter though, so we can't use any trickery there. There's definitely a 7 in one of those squares. 9, where's 9 in box 1? Don't know, but it's in one of those two squares. So 9 in box, this box is in one of those three squares. It's probably a bit interesting. Not sure. Let's just have a quick check of this 9 cage though now, which I've noticed can't have the digits 1 or 3 in it. So it's either a 2-7, oh it's not a 2-7 pair, or it's a 4-5 pair. Sorry, that's been probably available for ages. That's got to be 4 and 5 in that order. So 4 is in one of those two squares by Sudoku, which means of course that 6 is in one of these two squares by Sudoku. And what's this 5 doing for the world? Anything? These two squares. Ah, yes. Okay, that's a naked single. That sees all of the digits in the Sudoku apart from the digit 5, I think, because it sees 7 in this row. And everything else is catered for already. So that's a 7. So there's a 7 in one of these. Can we really put it in the 12 cage? That would be a 5. Maybe, I'm not sure. Those two squares are a 5-6 pair. That didn't do anything, did it? What about... Okay, that digit then. That's a naked single as well, isn't it? That's got to be a 6. Not put 6 into row 8 yet. So we've got quite a lot of 6-age in the puzzle. But not enough. There's a 6 in one of these two squares. We can probably do maths on this cage now, because we've got 7, 6 and 9 in it, which add up to 22. So the other two digits in this cage, which must inhabit this box, have to add up to 5, and they can't use 4, so they must be 2 and 3. So that must be a 2. That's beautiful as well, isn't it? Every deduction in this puzzle is just sensationally good. So this is 3, 6, 9. Let me just double check I've got my maths right there. 22, it feels right. Because that 3 is giving me a... That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. I absolutely love this puzzle. It is just brilliant. Okay, now I got the 2 there. Yes, I've got to remember to put an 8 opposite it. Now in this column I've not put in 5 and 9. Ooh. Oh. Well, no, I'm wrong. I don't know how to do that. I'm just going to put the 5 and the 9 in and note that they must be opposite 1 and 5. Now, can I do that? I don't think I can. Sorry, no, I'm not sure I can do that. That's weird. Oh, there's a 5 there, I can do it. Okay. I looked in all of the other places, but not perhaps the most obvious. Okay, so we get double 5s in the corners. Can we keep going? Yes, we haven't put 8 into this column. So if we put 8 there, that must be a 2, mustn't it, by a process of elimination. So this becomes a 7-9 pair. And that 7 and 9 must be opposite a 1 or a 3 on the other side. Oh, so these squares are 1, 3 and 9 now by Sudoku. So these squares are known to be a 7-8 pair. Well that's quite interesting. Because if that's a 7-8 pair, that square is either 4 or 5 by a process of maths. But it doesn't seem to be resolved. I'm probably wrong about that, but I can't see what's resolving this cage. Is that done somehow? There's a 1 here, so that's not 1. What's the digit we're missing? Oh, 8. Where's 8 in this row? It's got to be in one of those squares. And... don't know. Alright, where should we look now? There must be... There's a 4 in one of those. 1, 3 pair. Oh, look. 3 and 9 are looking at that square. So that is a 6. I don't think that's going to be the deduction we were looking for, but it's something. 6 is in one of these 3 squares in box number 5. Can we do the 3-9 pair somehow? It feels like this 12 cage is the next point of contention to me. Or most likely the other thing I will have missed is something going on in the perimeter somehow. Is there some... It feels very balanced at the moment, so I'm not sure that's right actually. Maybe I have to pencil mark these digits. 1, 2, 3. I've not put 4 in, so this is 4, 7, 8 or 9, and that can't be 4. So the digits opposite this are therefore 1, 2 or 3 or 6. Now this one can't be 6 because that can't be 4, so that is very restricted. That's 1, 2 or 3. That one can't be 2 because of this one, which means that one can't be 8. That's nearly interesting, isn't it? It really is. There's an 8 there, so that's 8, that's 7. It's Sudoku, of course. So that's a 4 now by Sudoku, so that must have a 6 opposite it, so that's not 6 anymore. I've got a 1, 3 pair, so 2's got to go there, which must be opposite 8. Yes, sorry, you've been shouting at me, and you'd have had every right to. My Sudoku has been letting me down. Okay, but has that done it? Has it done it or not? I've got a 1, 3 pair in this column, so that's not 1 or 3. Does that matter? So that's a 7, 9 pair. Okay, that did matter. So I've now got a 1, 3 pair here, which means I've got a 1, 3 pair here. So, oh no, I was about to ask where 1 went in this box, but it could go here still, I think. Do we need to colour 1s and 3s or something? I don't know. Probably not. That 6 is doing the 6 and the 5 back in this box down here. So that's no longer 6. That's no longer 6. 6 in the... We got all the 6s. We've got all the 6s in the puzzle. Yes, we do. Good. We might have all the 4s actually. 1, 2, 3. No, but we can get all the 4s. So probably this column then. Is it 3, 5 and 7? Let's actually pencil mark those and see if we can eliminate anything. We can get rid of 5 from this one. And 3. How do I do that? How do I see the 5 but not the 1, 3 pair? A very valid question. So 7 is in one of those 2 squares now. And this row, I think it's... Oh, where did we put 8 in it? It's got to go there. So this has got to be a 2. That feels... so that gets me an 8 there, look. So we've done all the 8s now, I think. Come on. We must be nearly there now. Where is... Oh, I was going to say where's 5 in the middle box, but I don't think that is a good question. Where's 1 in this box? That is a very valid question. So that's a 1. This is a 3, 5 pair. And the 3 and the 5 help me with the 3 and the 9 on this side. So now those 2 squares have got to be a 2, 7 pair, and we can do the ordering. Which means these 2 squares have to be a 5, 9 pair, and we can do the ordering. And now, in this column, we have not put in the poor old 7, have we? So we can put that there, that's there, that's there, that's there, that's there. Am I going to get... Oh no, I was going to say, am I going to get a deadly pattern? But no, presumably this 7 is helping me at least unwind some deadly patternage by the funny rule. In fact, let's get rid of those 7s. The perimeter is finished. That feels like a big breakthrough. This 3 has given me that digit, so that's 1, that's 3, that's 3, that's 1. I've still got to put 1 into box 2, so I will do that and see a 5, 9 pair. So that's 9, that's 5, that's 5, that's 3, that's 5, that's 3, that's 3, that's 9. Wow, wow, that is absurd. absolutely brilliant. Solve count as 7. It's not had many solves. That is brilliant. Absolutely loved that. Leonhard Kohl-Lörting, take a bow. Mark is right. That is undeniably brilliant. And a bit mad. I loved the fact. Yeah, it's really well telegraphed as well. The break-in is really well telegraphed because it feels, once you start to think, what could it be? The fact that these two cells add up to 10 and you could work out that stripe, and these two squares add up to 10, so you can work out those 8 digits value as well. It does make you, once you see that pattern in the grid, let me just highlight it. Once you see those cells, it is making you very much think of this set. And then once you think of this set, it's not beyond the wit of man to think, okay, well, there are some opposites here that I know the value of, and then you can cancel out the pairs and make it all work. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and hopefully we'll see you later for the Chants of Sennaar stream. Bye for now.